All
Oh
right, I
shit, I
turn.
put that in, man.
I just wanted to catch this post-credit scene real quick, and then the rating.
I'm recording it.
Yeah, I'm recording this right now.
Let it out.
Okay. Another piece of trivia. The original Resident Evil 3, you had to play through a total of 8 times. All right, so you see where it says deaths? If you
Hmm.
press load instead of continue, you avoid adding deaths to your count. But we took longer than 3 hours, so we got a B.
Let me ask a quick question. Maybe one of the fans probably had do we ever get to play as Carlos?
In the original Resident Evil 3, you played as Carlos one time. Um,
Mm.
yeah, you played as him one time, and the one time you
And
played
that's
as
during the game. That's not the whole. He's not the main character that play with the whole thing.
no, in the original Resident Evil 3, he was definitely a main character. But remember how I said Carlos was always mysteriously absent in the original Resident Evil 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what his deal was. Every time you like when you go to the police station as Jill, she meets Nemesis and Nemesis kills Brad. Carlos never shows up to save her from the Nemesis, so Jill had more autonomy in the story. It was weird where it showed its bona fides as starting a game life as a different game because when Jill goes to the police station, she knows who certain people are, but she doesn't show any kind of emotion that Marvin is dead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes a weird thing where she's like, "Oh, Marvin's dead," but she gives no kind of, "Oh, he was a good cop" or "one of the best guys I knew." You know what I mean? There's no sell on
Mm-hmm.
to why he's dead or does she feel anything about it. And Carlos is played when Jill gets infected in front of the clock tower. So she doesn't actually you only play as him once. But that's where you find out that Carlos did Nikolai did survive the train well Nikolai pretended to be dead at a different point and it seemed like he got eaten by zombies. So yeah, that's what Carlos used to look like. All right, yeah. So Nikolai pretended to die earlier when he was recording data on an infected soldier, and so Nikolai was absent for a lot of the game too. So things changed for the better in the remake, but there are some things where I feel like Carlos should have had less screen time. Only because in the original, he didn't have that much screen time as people remember. The tyrants of old games had the most screen time when they were pursuer enemies, but their pursuits were always scripted. So they're based on your decisions. There are certain places that Nemesis will pop out on you, and there are certain places that he won't. So if you see online someone saying, "Oh, all the Nemesis encounters are scripted," in a PlayStation One game, so Marvin was pale before he was affected, because like you know, still looks like death. Yeah, the all of the encounters with the zombies, I mean with the Nemesis, were scripted because of how PlayStation 1 games worked. So there was never truly a time where when the Nemesis came at you, he wasn't supposed to meet you at a certain point. So everyone glazes over the Resident Evil 3 with more nostalgia than it deserves because there was a certain formula just like this game. There was a certain way that they wanted it played. There was also a certain way that things were supposed to be done that didn't get done. And this game just doesn't change anything based on your decisions. So the live selections are cut out, which is regrettable, but It's obviously a rushed product. They had a similar thing in the last Resident Evil 2. We just didn't go over it because mm, we didn't need to kill time. All right, that was all for Resident Evil 3. We'll be back with Resident Evil 4 and God of War 4. Capcom's favorite invention, the wall of meat. All right, that's all of them. We'll see you guys next time.